Okay, in this video I'm going to show you how to show your blimp in situ. What you need to produce is some evidence here of showing your blimp what it would look like in situ. That means what it would look like in the actual above the town of Crawdale, what it's going to look like when it's actually flying in the sky, floating in the sky above the festival. Representation must show how the blimp is attached to the ground. Okay, it's really important that. We'll come to that in a minute. So here I am in SketchUp. I finished my blimp. I'm happy with that. Okay, what I will do now though is I've got all these lines on there. I need to get rid of those. So I'm going to remove the hidden geometry and I'm going to remove the axes. So I've just got that like that. Okay. I'm just going to position it like that. I want it at that angle because I'm going to place it up here in my picture. So I think I'm going to have it sort of that angle like that. Okay, maybe I'll zoom in on it a bit, and I use my trusty snipping tool to take a screenshot of that. So I'm just literally going to grab that like that. Okay, and then I'm going to save that because I need to get that onto, I'm going to call that blimp, and PNG, I need to get that into Fireworks. Okay, in Fireworks I've opened my background where I want that. Again, what you need to do here is you need to save this image in your elements folder, make sure that's in there. Okay, and as I go I need to take some screenshots from my design log. File, import, I want my image on there. Okay, so I'm going to import my blimp, click and drag it into place. Slightly pixelated that. If I had more time I'd probably think about maybe doing that again. Not easy to read that writing, but I'll just go with that. But if that was your work, I'd probably want to do that again, do another screenshot. The writing is very pixelated there, it's quite blurred, it's hard to read. But for the purposes of this, I'm just going to go with this because I haven't got time to change that. Okay, so screenshot that. Use the Magic Wand tool, a bitmap tool. You need to record it in your design log as a bitmap tool. Magic Wand tool, okay, click on the blue. Just simply deleting the blue and it disappears there. Okay, need to try and get all of that there. There's a little bit of it there. And if I zoomed in on that, I could also use, if I zoomed in on this, I could see some more of this here, and I could do some screenshots of this from my design log. Okay, if you wanted to, you could also use the lasso tool to cut bits out and get rid of that as well. That's also good evidence there. Okay, so just grab that and put that up there. Okay, maybe I'll just shrink that down so it's a little more in scale. As I shrink it down though, it's harder to read, but then again my image is zoomed in there. Okay, it's a representation of it. You might not easily be able to read that writing there. Perhaps that's more of a reflection on the writing I've got that could be a bit better. I'm not going to change that. Okay, if that was your work and said the writing's not easy to read, what I would say there for your design log is I could make the writing on the actual blimp a bit bolder. That's some feedback, that's evaluation. Don't go and change the writing, you haven't got time, but I would write that down. And that's sort of 5 to 7 mark band territory, that is. You need to be doing stuff like that. It's a really good idea to do things like that. Comments like that are what make people like me who mark your work and finding evidence really happy to see. Right, now let's look at the last bit. It does say the representation must show how the blimp is attached to the ground. So I need to show how the blimp is attached to the ground. The way I'm going to do that is by using a vector tool. I'm going to use a line tool. You need to put that in your design log as a vector tool using a line tool. You need to record it as that line tool. Okay, it's going to be attached to the ground. Now, I'm not too sure how blimp's attached to the ground. I'm pretty sure it's not going to be a line like that. Okay, I'm going to choose a black line and I'm going to choose it really, really fine. Okay, down to, well, that needs to be down to 1, okay? And down to 1 like that. I'm just going to have a look at that, okay, what that looks like. What I might do is just sort of fade that out a bit, okay, because it's a thick black line. Being in the distance, it's more likely to be a grey line. Look at this, this is all greyed out. It's likely to be light, and I'm going to maybe just show a lighter grey there, okay? It's even lighter than that, because it is in the distance, okay? That you can see that. You might want to point that out in your design log that you've done that, but you can just about make that. Now I reckon there might be 2 of those holding that there, so I'm going to copy that. I'm going to paste that in. Okay, so I'm going to have 2 lines there, and I'm just going to, what I'm going to do is have it there, and just going to maybe move it there like that. Okay, just keep it there. Actually, I might just draw another one. I think I'm going to have it at an angle like that. Okay, so it looks like there's a line there, it's anchored there and there, but it's anchored to 1 spot on the ground. Might make that a bit smaller to improve that. I think that would be probably a bit smaller. It's quite high. It sort of implies that it's quite low. It might be, but it might be further up in the sky. But for me, that's finished, and that satisfies the requirement of it being attached to the ground. So I would save that as a PNG image, and that would be my blimp in situ.